One Radio.
7. Yes, it's time for us to dissect top trending stories relating from politics, governance, health, business, education, and other trending issues right here in our country, Nigeria. Well, we're live also on social media, Facebook at Super FM Lagos and Instagram, or YouTube at Super FM Lagos. My name is Michael Young. Welcome to the program. It's a rainy day, but today we'll talk about Emefiele's alleged 4.5 billion naira fraud. The court has allowed for a forensic examination of evidence. Also, on the second hour of the show, Omoile is declared no Igbo man to contest for presidency. Well, that order was also contested by some CSOs. We'll discuss this at the second hour of the show. But yes, the first hour of the show will begin with Emefiele, where the Special Offences Division of Lagos High Court in Ikeja has granted the application of former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele. That name rings a bell to Nigerians. And has granted him to engage forensic experts to examine what that were tendered as evidence in his ongoing trial. Emefiele, who is facing a 19-count charge alongside a co-defendant, Omoile, is accused of abuse of office, receiving gratification, accepting gift through agent, corruption, and fraudulent property transactions involving $4.5 billion and 2.8 billion naira. And also later in the half of the show, we'll look at the Omoile issue. Is policy analyst. We have Lawman Nzewa. So Lawman, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mr. Michael. Good morning.
Can you hear me clearly? We have a little bit of a network glitch there. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I am hearing you very clearly from here.
All right, let's begin. Lawman, the way it is now, what really again do we need a forensic or expert for at this Emefiele's case? Nigerians can't get over Emefiele with what went down, some years ago, with how Nigeria received during the cash crunch hour and all. Nigeria can still, imagine what is happening, what went down. And now he's been accused of abuse of office, receiving gratification, accepting gifts through agent, corruption, and other fraudulent property transactions that are involved a sum of $4.5 billion. And now the court is granting a forensic engagement with experts to examine some WhatsApp conversations and a mobile device and also some other evidences. Please take us through. What really, again, do we need this forensic expert for at this time? I don't know if you can hear me.
Michael.
How about you?
Now, I want to say clearly.
Go ahead, please. I can hear you. Alright, so while we're trying to fix up the network, don't forget to live on social media, Facebook at Super FM Lagos and also on YouTube at Super FM Lagos. Okay, Lord Man, I guess you're back. Can you hear us clearly now?
Yes, I'm very well. Yes, very well.
Okay, please go ahead. You were trying to look at
it now. If I want to take up your question directly, there is need for forensic examination in as much as there is need for justice.
In Emefiele's case?
Yes. In Emefiele's case, yes. In terms of, the background you gave, it's like a mixture of sentiment and law. Yes, we all
where is the sentiment? Where is the law? Please take us
the
through.
sentiment is what we passed through under his hand. What Nigerians passed through, the policies he rolled out, and how it affected Nigerians negatively. It's entirely different from what is before the court, from all I could know. The second leg you pointed out was the allegation of fraud, abuse of office, and that's exactly where the forensic comes in now. Not to evaluate his tenure as a public officer, but to look at the allegation that is made before him and his defense. The forensic expertise is not going to look at only the allegation, it's also going to look at the defense he's putting up there. Then now you ask, is there any need? Yes, there is need. There is need for it at any point in time. Forensic can come in before you go to court. It can come in while you are in court. You can even come in after you have finished your court matters. So at all points, forensic is required. And in the case of Emefiele, as you said now, you see, it is more important so that the guilty or the defendant, if he's supposed to be guilty, will not be set free. And then if he's supposed to be set free, he will not be convicted. That's the essence of it. If anything outside making sure that the guilty is punished and the innocent is set free, then it's no longer justice, it's a mere judgment. And forensic comes in to give you the two pillars. One, the transparency you require. Two, the facts, the accuracy of the fact that the court will rely upon to give judgment. That's why it's very, very important at this stage, sir.
Okay, but then the way it is right now with everything that you describe all of this as sentiment. What some institutional weaknesses has allowed for a financial scandal of this case. Don't you think what will happen for the immediate consequences? Because as it is right now, with all of everything that has been stated against Emefiele, I don't know if you remember, some time ago, some properties, about 754 buildings were seized. Maybe in form of estates were seized, the properties of Emefiele and all. And we have seen some, someone recently was describing it just like the case of, Abiola or so, that there are still more unfolding. Day in, day out, there's still more unfolding. Do you call all of these sentiment?
No. Even the first one I said, I didn't say everything was sentiment. I said, looking at what we suffered, taking what Nigeria suffered under Emefiele in 2023, will be quite sentimental at this stage. And it's not healthy. Rather, we should face the fact. Okay, now the mention of locating 754 buildings that were in one location, if it is part of what the court has either investigated. If the court has asked, because one thing about forensics that it has to work in line with the order of court. That's why it's not just everybody that you will call in and say, come and do forensic exercise, or come and audit evidence in court. The auditor the forensic expert must understand the language of the court. As it is now, the court wants to know, the court wants to be sure of what it is going to rule for or against Emefiele. So remember that he remains innocent. As it is now, he remains innocent until he is proved guilty. And part of the process of proving him guilty or maintaining his innocence is the forensic examination.
You're not only a forensic audit expert, you're also a fraud examiner. And with the way it is, the justification,
Well, I have said earlier, even as a fraud examiner, you are not going to detach the fact that he remains innocent. Now what we now look at.
Sorry to comment. Are you attaching forensic and fraud examination duties to the legal system?
No,
you're making references to judicial the system, saying that he is not alleged guilty until the court says so or thereabout. We are talking about, as an expert in forensic duties, as in forensic audit, as an expert, fraud examiner expert, duty calls, what justification do Emefiele's case bring out? What do we derive from this Emefiele as a fraud examiner? With all that the EFCC has accused of, with all that has been found, with all of these accusations that have been pointed out at him, what do we get out of it? Let's separate judicial judgments on all of that from this, because I know you've been trying to say, well, the court has not found him guilty until all of that, but let's take the judicial aspect away from it. Let's look at the fact that, well, you as a forensic audit expert, you've coming in and looking at the cases, looking at everything that's been said. What recommendations will be given if all of these are found?
Okay, now I think it's important we go back to what forensic is all about.
Okay.
Because if we understand it, you will now know the extent to which you can detach it from the court process.
Okay.
Now, forensic is systematic representation or assistance to dispute resolution. Unlike before, it was just confined to courts. Maybe suitable, something that is suitable for court. Something that now it is suitable for both mediation, arbitration, negotiation, whatever thing you call, and including litigation. As it is now, we're talking about litigation because it's before a court. Now, what forensic itself is targeted at something that is suitable for court. So you cannot detach the court from the forensics. That is the simple truth. You cannot detach it. You cannot discuss forensics without discussing the court as far as this Emefiele's case is concerned. So the forensic here must conform with what the procedure is. Remember that there is what you call fair hearing. There is the overriding factor, whether in the judgment of a court or the forensic report. The overriding factor there is fair hearing. He must be given fair hearing. I mean, the accused. Even the fair hearing is not even a product of the accused alone, including the prosecutor. The prosecutor must be given fair hearing document. Even the forensic report, if it comes in, they are not going to give it only to the defendant. You will give the defendant, you will give the prosecutor, you will give the court, you will give the court. Every party that is involved will have a copy of it. So, if we move away from what the court says and what the court ought to have to what we want to give, it is no longer forensics. That's why you must find out that the person you are engaging must be actually a forensic expert. Was there any benefit he derived from it? No, or then the victims, maybe Nigerians, the government, what did they suffer? And finally, you must prove that all that he did were made intentionally. There was intention to commit the crime, there was intention to defraud, there was intention to go against the law, against the policy, or against the whatever thing that you're supposed to do. So in all this, you discover that there is no way you can discuss it without having a very good contact with the proceedings of the court.
All right, so let me comment. With the way it is, if a forensic expert declared everything positive, or I don't know how it's been said, but if it's been declared innocent, does that mean that Emefiele is not guilty as charged by EFCC? Because it seems to be like, well, the ex-CBN governor now has defeated EFCC in court. Because getting approval to hire a forensic expert, does that mean that it has been defeated, maybe by 50%? What happens if the audit expert, declares it's innocent, or the results are proven as innocent? Does that mean that, as charged, Emefiele is innocent of everything that EFCC has said?
Well, in the first place, the forensic expert does not have the power to declare the accused innocent. No matter what his report, what his findings are, it's still the court that will declare the accused innocent.
But it leads to an innocent review, or probably a positive review that, well, this thing you're accusing this person of is not what it is. Isn't that what it is?
No, if we could, I told you earlier. Remember what I told you that the forensic expert operates on two planks, two legs. One, transparency. Two, accuracy. And he wants to make sure that, and these two things will now assist. He only assists the court to reach a judgment. But take note of this: the forensic report is not final in its nature. The forensic expert knows that he's operating in a hostile environment, a contentious environment. All the counsel to the defendant, the counsel to the plaintiff, they're all at alert. If the report is compromised from what you are trying to say, assuming the report is compromised in an attempt to set the guilty free, the lawyers are there, the court is there. We have had situations in which forensic reports have been thrown away. It's not as if it is cast on stone that you must accept a forensic report. The court can throw it away. Lawyers are there. That's why the lawyers will argue on it. That's why the forensic expert must enter the witness box to be cross-examined on his job. And if the job is found wanting, the job goes. It doesn't actually mean that the defendant is now free.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. You are also a public policy analyst. Rahman, you are, I said earlier also, as a fraud examiner and also a public policy analyst, what reform are necessary to ensure that financial crimes as this magnitude are punished appropriately in Nigeria?
Now, let's look at the order of courts. Even though I'm not ready, but at least I've seen it from examine the telephones, the gadgets, reports. But that report will have to be in compartments. For instance, there's going to be digital expert. You have to look at the software in that telephone and be sure that it is not contaminated, it is not compromised. Because if the software is compromised, the integrity of the input and output would have been compromised. You could no longer be sure that if 2 plus 2 is 4 in the morning, 2 plus 2 will still be 4 in the evening. Then it's compromised. So the first leg will be to examine the software within whatever electronic equipment that is given. That's why it's called digital forensics. Now, after the software, you look at the hardware. You look at the hardware. Does the hardware serve the purpose of whatever thing it is intended to do? Is it, what about the chain of custody? Who is holding it and at what point? How did it get to you? These are some of the critical areas that must be reported upon. You must report on the software, look at the adequacy of the software, the accuracy of the software, the integrity of the software, and integrity of the hardware. When you are through with all this, and you can confirm, validate that, look, the equipment that is being in use, have been examined, has not been compromised, is intact, then you now look at the outputs of that. That's where the forensic auditor comes in now to examine the outputs. What were the discussions? What are they talking about? In terms of money, how much was involved, from where? You can now, for instance, if the issue of buildings were involved, you begin to look at where was the origin, from where did he make the money? How much is this building, and from where was the money coming from, and where was the money going to? How long had this money remained within this defendant, or within the custody of the defendant? Are there other people that are involved in this transaction? So you'll be able to look at them. That was when I look at the order, I said they were given 2 days. So we are in the world with forensic expertise or forensic job be done within 2 days. But if that was possibly, the court does not grant order that give anybody anything that he has not asked for. Maybe in the naive nature of the lawyer, he asked for 2 days and the court grants him 2 days. I wouldn't know where he paid the forensic expert that will produce the report after examining, and then for just 2 days for a case of this magnitude that we just repeated. It's a very big case, and the 2 days forensic examination is just like an introductory part of it. So that you also know where it is heading to in the first place.
I know in forensic duties, we have scientific techniques, we have principles, we have tests we've done. we have technical aspects, we have the forensic toxicologist and all of that. So what is really required in this aspect? Is it the scientific techniques that are being required? Is it digital forensic that are being required? Is it the jurisprudence or what forensic is being? Because you were saying that as it is, the 2 days is not enough for such magnitude of case to be done in this Emefiele's own. So, what are your advice as a forensic expert in this? You think, because if you tell me Nigerians, or if I tell you Nigerians are really looking forward to what judge, this is really lingering too long. We saw in our clients, we see how sometimes something is being done, and before you know it, 6 months, the judgment have been passed. Even recently in the US, you saw the assassination of this young man, and we see how in 32 or 72 hours, the FBI are already telling us, okay, this is the person, this is who made the assassination, and all of this. Things are being done, and already plans are already in jest. So all these are lingering. Emefiele, over how many years now? And judgment has not been passed. And this is just the time that they are calling for a forensic audit. And you were saying already that, well, 2 days is not even enough. Please, just oppose this statement. What forensic audit do we need? Is it not going to be the one for scientific techniques? Is it going to be, do we need a digital forensic or a forensic toxicologist? Please take us through.
Okay. Now, I still remember we have about 127 aspects of forensics.
Okay.
And in this case, not all of them will come into play. Like I made mention of the digital forensic coming in. And of course, all of them are going to be taking scientific nature. However, you need a comprehensive report that must any leakage, anywhere you keep, if there is any aspect of it that you skip, it will be resolved in the favor of the accused. Don't forget, the accused has priority in terms of judgment. The accused has priority. So any area you keep, will be resolved in favor of the accused. So when I'm talking about the comprehensiveness, every aspect, digital forensics, call it document examination, if there is any form, other aspects will come in. The forensic expert, that's why the forensic auditor leads the entire team, so that he knows whichever job that comes in at any point in time, so that the job will be comprehensive. If it is not comprehensive, the court might throw it away. Now, then the next question is timing. We cannot, because we need fast judgment. Nigeria has been at a very low space. The digital world has gone far. If Nigeria has embraced the digital world, and the judiciary in particular, all this period, some of these things could take, including the entire process, will take place within 90 days. We would have been out of this matter. But as it is now, we are still working within the analog world, and I wouldn't know the type of forensic expert they are going to engage. If they engage a forensic expert that has no inclination towards digitalization, it might take longer. But if they take somebody that has very good equipment, with a sophisticated laboratory, then within 30 days, the forensic report could be ready. Remember that even when you are using digital equipment to process forensic, now what you are putting your signature upon is something you can stand by. That's why it takes a little time, and 2 days cannot do the job.
Well, so what does this case reveal about the level of public trust in Nigeria's judiciary and also the governance system? In Nigeria's judiciary and also the governance system?
Well, if you look at the You know that I have to be very much careful here because this matter is already before a court. So, and if you look at this matter very well, you see that without trying to draw a conclusion, it's only showing that we have a long way to go as a nation, both in terms of our justice system, both in terms of our governance system, and in terms of education. I will give you an instance.
Okay.
Now, we in the judiciary, because I made mention of 2 days. How did they arrive at the 2 days? Why did the lawyer know that he needed 2 days, that 2 days of forensic job will be able to give him what he wanted? These are people, most of the time we call them for training. They don't come. There's need for training. We are lacking. Capacity building is lacking. And the capacity building is both the judge, the lawyers, the government, the legislature, and including even the people in the media. But now they have come to consume a product that they do not know about. And the ignorance of consuming a product that you don't know about can make that product that's meant to cure to kill. So we have a long way to go. That is what I have to say. And the earlier we start looking at what we are supposed to do, the better for us.
All right, thank you very much. So much is being said in regards to Emefiele. Let's open the phone lines for Nigerians to be part of this conversation. Yes, call us 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Or 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. You can also call 0802 978 8003. 0802 978 8003. Yes, so that's a conversation regarding Emefiele, who is alleged $4.5 billion fraud. His court has allowed for a forensic examination of evidence. And we will keep trying to relate to our guest what happened to the evidence when forensic audit experts prove innocent, prove all evidence is innocent. Well, let's take a call. Okay, we lost that. Mr. Lawman, before we go into the other conversation, I still want to reiterate. If I'm being inducted in some, or if there's some fraudulent things, and then you are being invited, okay, please come and do some forensic audit to all of these that they accuse me of. And you come and then you go through everything and you see that well, there is nothing here. Everything is normal. Everything is appropriate. Does that write you a document of innocence to your client or to an individual that this person is not indicted with what the court has said or what the complainer has said he is being accused of, and then everything is soft? Now,
remember that in criminal matter like the one we are discussing, it is the duty of the state, the accuser, to prove that the defendant did what he is accused of. And the defendant is only being preemptive in case after the state has proved his case and the court believes that he has a case to answer, then you will be able to now prove himself innocent. For now, he's only being preemptive. The case has not closed their case. That's where it is now. Now, if you bring in a forensic expert, which means what I'm trying to say that it's even the state that ought to have brought in the forensic expert. It's not even the defendant. It's the state that would have come in with a forensic expert and requested the court in order to prove his case. And I stated it earlier that if you bring in a forensic expert, the forensic expert does not discharge or convict the defendant. He does not. He only produces a report. If his report is such that there is nothing to convict or to indict the defendant, and the court believes that that report is credible, then the defendant is gone. The defendant is released, is discharged. But if the report now says that the defendant actually committed what, and the court looks at it and look at the court that will examine, evaluate the report of a forensic expert. And if you want me to tell you how the report of a forensic expert is evaluated, I will tell you. And I will give it to you on 4 plaques, which we call CARS, C-A-R-S as an acronym. One is the credibility, the background. Where is the forensic expert coming from? Institutions, affiliations, where is it coming from? Then accuracy. You look at the accuracy of this report. Make sure that whatever thing he gives you is quite accurate. But accuracy is not just enough in evaluation. You now look at reasonableness. How reasonable is his conclusion? How logical is his conclusion? Because if somebody says, let's say, in the case of Emefiele that we are talking about, somebody says that I saw building, he owns the building, but the money he got it from salary. His salary, all his salaries. You don't give them the value of the building and his salary. Then, if it doesn't have that reasonableness is not there, it doesn't correlate, then the court will still be not taken. Then the next one is the support evidence, documentary evidence. You have to. What did you see? What reports are you generating? What did you work with that would support your report? So, if the court does not look at these things from credibility to accuracy, from reasonableness to support, then the forensic report goes. Forensic report is not authentic. It's not automatic discharge of a defendant. Neither is it an automatic conviction of a defendant. It only guides the court. It only assists the court in arriving at a decision. The ultimate decision lies with the court, not with the forensic experts.
All right, thank you very much, Rahman Nzenwa, for your analysis on the forensic audit examination of evidence against Emefiele, who says he's been alleged of $4.5 billion fraud. Well, we'll take a short break. When we return, straight up, we'll go into politics, conversations. Yes, also this we'll say in a way is a judicial matter, but we'll go into politics where Omoile has declared no Igbo man to contest for president. Please stay with us. We'll be back.
We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. Switch to the good side of life here on 92.7 Super FM. One family, one radio. 92.7 Super FM.
To listen to us anywhere, download Super FM Global app on the Google App Store or the iOS app right now. Stay connected to Super FM.
92.7 Super FM. Best you can be is never enough. Be super here on 92.7.
Elevate your mind. Stimulate your senses. Plugged right in. 92.7 FM.
Follow us on all our socials at Super FM Lagos to stay connected and stay locked on your super station 92.7.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
92.7 Super FM.
Welcome back. Yes, right now, let's talk politics. The Igbo Apex Group, Omoile Ndigbo, has reaffirmed its support for the re-election of President Bola Tinubu in 2027, saying that no Igbo man will contest president. Well, Omoile Ndigbo says the possibility of the Southeast producing the president of Nigeria cannot be achieved in 2027. The statement was made in Abakaliki and signed by the Deputy President General of the Omoile Ndigbo faction, Mazi Okechukwu Isigozoro, and the national spokesman, Chief Thompson Oya. They revealed that the decision was taken after a crucial meeting with Southeast political leaders, Imoibi and Nzokumona, in which they resolved that no Igbo man will contest president in 2027 against the incumbent president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, signaling the rejection of a one-term bid. Well, we also have a Igbo man, who we've been talking to earlier on the show. He's a confirmed Igbo man, I would say, and also a public policy analyst, lawman. So, lawman, let's go into this conversation. You are an Igbo man. How did you receive this at first?
Well, I have to make it very clear again. I am an uncompromising Igbo man, and I confirm that he actually may confirm Igbo man. Yeah, but this time around, I don't know. When I read the statement from that faction, I call it faction of Ohaneze. Honestly, I look at it as quite irresponsible for anybody to come and be an affront to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In as much as we are saying that the Constitution needs to be changed, it has not been changed. It still remains the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, if somebody now comes up to take up powers that were not given to him by the Constitution, I look at it as irresponsible. I don't know how a group, a socio-cultural group, could have reason to say that no Igbo man should contest against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Yoruba cannot even say that to the Yorubas and say no Yoruba man should contest against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is taking away their right to seek for political office. Just because what you are even given? Must have been given a porridge of yam, and then because they were porridge of yam, you want to sell your birthright. This is your right you have to contest. And then because you have oil in your mouth, and then you are saying that, I'm okay, let me be licking the oil while my right goes. I think in the scriptures, which I like to distance myself from, I don't want to talk about religion, but it's very important here, that one Esau in the Bible lost his position just because he wanted a temporary release, which I think the Ohaneze, whether it's Ohaneze, I don't know whether that is actually Ohaneze. Whatever thing they are, I think they did not speak for the Igbos. They didn't speak for the Igbos, honestly.
But the aspects of democracy, some Nigerians are saying that, this is really the hands of the APC. I don't know. Do you, in a way, want to think that direction?
Yeah, I have to think in that direction, not just APC. Some Igbo people also within the APC who are now serving. Because for them to say Igbos cannot contest in 2027, but can contest in 2035, that's after this tenure has gone. When they have
so is it like they have their own candidates? There's somebody somewhere that the Igbos are eyeing. So not Peter Obi.
Definitely, they have a candidate they are trying to project so that the Igbos should be forced and wait for that candidate to please serve them. So that in 2035, later again, where is the job? If they do not,
I've been hearing rumors about Dave Umahi. I don't know if that's Dave can be that popular to contest. Even if say okay, let's follow. Let's respect the Ohaneze. But do you think Dave Umahi can, put out a Peter Obi?
Well, we cannot place. Okay, first and foremost, it's a possibility that they were rooting for Dave Umahi so that they can pause the entire region for one man. They pause the Igbo nation. Can you imagine how callous such a thing can be? You pause the Igbo nation to wait for him to finish serving as a governor. But now, if you look at him, put him side by side, the Nigerians, let him come out on the street and let Peter Obi come out on the street. I'm not going to make that choice myself. But you know that Peter Obi has put his credibility on the table. Let them why he put his credibility on the table. Nigerians are no longer looking for engineers that will construct. They will call Julius Berger, to make him president of Nigeria. They manage the of Julius Berger. You make him president of Nigeria if that's what you need. But Nigerians need somebody that is credible, with capacity, with competence, with character, with compassion. And Dave Umahi put this on the table and ask anybody to go and verify. No. But P2B has placed everything on the table and asked go and verify. And Nigerians are actually verified. They are very happy about it. So nobody can even tell Nigerians to wait under suffering till 2035. That is, you are telling Nigerians to wait under hunger till 2035. We are asking Nigerians to wait under insecurity to 2035. How? It cannot work. Nigerians cannot wait under nepotism to 2035. It's too much. They can no longer bear the burden. I'm telling you the truth.
I keep to wonder where is the level of democracy here when someone is saying that when a group is coming is to say that no Igbo man will contest. Does that mean that democracy has been truncated? Yeah, we can't have a freedom of association. We can't have a freedom of expression. An Igbo man cannot rise up to express his or herself or himself to contest. This is really worrisome. Though there have been counter reports to this comment where the President General has come out of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide. That Senator Azuta Mbata had come out to dismiss the report, suggesting that no Igbo person would contest the 2027 presidential election. Mbata described the publication as fake and not from the Pan-Igbo Social Cultural Organization. Well, he said that any Igbo person who belongs to a political party and want to contest any elections whatsoever is in 2027 is free to do so. But I heard, or against the statement, some Nigerians have been saying that this is like trying to what do they call it? Something that has been done. A deed has been done already, and then you were trying to do damage control. Yes, you're trying to do damage control. Well, you put it out there already, and then you're trying to just make a soft landing to what has already been said. But let's open the phone lines. Let's hear from Nigerians ahead against this statement. Well, 0705 6900 927 0705 690 0927. Or you can also call 0802 978 8003 0802 978 8003. Don't forget, you can also send us a message on WhatsApp. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp on 0705 6900 927 0705 6900 927. Okay, let's get a message here. Say, good morning, crew. Part of the problem of Nigeria is this cash and carry judiciary that has been compromised under this government from 2015 till now. Look at the way they disperse justice using technicalities. Check how they impose government from presidency to governors in Nigeria. Also, we saw how they increased their salaries by 300% and building houses for them in Abuja. How won't they dance to the tune of this government? Look at the way they handled Rivers matter that has created impunity in the land. Well, okay. Lekon from Lagos, we got your message here, but thank you very much. We're talking about the Indibos. We're saying that, no Igbo man to contest for presidency, or no Igbo man will contest for president. That's a statement coming from the Ohaneze, which has also been countered by the Ohaneze President General. The other previous statement was made. It was a statement signed by the Deputy President General. But now, maybe the President General has come to say, oh boy, what you have said, though, you have caused problem. Okay, we have a call. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, so welcome to the program.
Yeah, my name is AGK or Semilam. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
All right, AGK from Ikorodu, please go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that statement from faction of Ohaneze and Igbo is the right thing to say. Honestly, I don't believe in that statement that no Igbo man can contest. It's very, very annoying because now God are giving us somebody like Peter Obi. I don't think we can have somebody like him again if we miss him this time around. Please, I don't know why people like suffering. All those Igbo guys that are in the Senate and the House of Representatives, they know the truth. They know the popularity.
What truth are you talking about? You said all the Igbo politicians.
They know that P2B is the right man, and the credibility of P2B is there for them to see it. They know the truth.
How do you know that Peter Obi is the right man?
You don't need to ask me that. You yourself that is in the studio, you know. The track record shows. You know, he has told you to go and verify. Peter Obi is the only man that has not been invited by EFCC. Has he been accused of any embezzlement or anywhere? All those guys parading themselves with the present government now, their names are stained. They cannot come out and nobody will even support them. So they are just wasting their time. Yeah, even as much as the P2B is concerned, the only thing we need, we have to make sure that our votes count. That's the only thing. We should look at the INEC and see how we can make it right. Not when after they will rig the election. But if the election can be done rightly, I don't think P2B will not win.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, keep your call coming in 0705 690 0927. I take it again 0705 690 0927. Or call the other lines 0802 978 8003 0802 978 8003. Who do we have there? Hello. Hello. Okay, please colors back. Yes, the other line is 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. Hello.
Hello.
All right, please, can you turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear you?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, welcome to the program.
My name is Eze. I'm calling from Isheri.
Eze from Isheri, please go ahead.
Anyway, the issue at hand, you can see that out of what you just read, this is a mobilized gang up. It is not Ohanes and Igbo. For the leaders of Ohanes and Igbo to come out and said that it's not from them, that means this might be a political
who is ganging up? The Deputy President General said something initially, and then the President General is coming to say that, well, let it not be like that. So where is the gang up coming from?
Maybe they didn't reason it well. Maybe it's from opinions, not really the leaders, not really the Ohanes and Igbo. Because for them to come out and say it's not normal, that means they did not plan it well. It is not an agreement statement before bringing it out to the public. It's just like me, I'm just throwing it as what happened during election, during a campaign, 2023 campaign, where they mobilized, we saw online, where they mobilized these bishops then in order to favor a particular party. So this is just, I'm feeling it as a particular party plan. It's not general. It's not general. For them to even come and say that that is no longer needed, it's a secret meeting before coming to the public. So right. I don't think that this is not going to work. It's not going to work. Everybody knows the truth in this country. These are people who are looking for their selfish interest, not even for the masses, not even for the Igbo people themselves. If you ask any genuine Igbo man to tell you that he's going to say his best right because of what? Because of his selfish interest. So I don't think it's going to work. We are praying for better for our INEC officials to do the right thing, and also even the judicial, because I know that you must go court. You must go court. So let them do the needful and leave the rest for the masses to choose.
Right. Thank you very much for that. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, so welcome to the program. What's the name? Where are you calling us from?
This is Usman from Obalinde.
Usman from Obalinde, quickly.
According to the topic, see, all the Igbo, I don't know why they don't have advocate for it. Look at the north.
You said Igbo don't know how to play politics. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
They don't support themselves.
Why do you say so?
Because you know why they don't support themselves. Look at the north. Let that people come up and say he want to as the president. Now you go see all the old north. They go around with Atiku. For all those substance, I don't understand this thing. Support your own. Maybe one day you will be president. You understand me? The best thing for let me tell you now what I'm about to be. Let it go and join Atiku. Let it be fight. So when Atiku finish in and for you what to do, you will be have chance to be Nigeria president.
Usman Obalende, special advisor. Okay.
So if he want to go on his own, he will not defeat Tinubu.
All right.
Cannot defeat Tinubu.
All right, thank you very much for your advice there. Well, special advisor. Okay, let's come back to our guest. Rahman Oshodi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm sure you had Nigerians there, callers, comments and all. But quickly, we just have about 2 minutes to leave the studio. Okay. Do you think that's a mobilized gang up? Just like our callers have said, that this is probably a gang up. And then, how do you want to defend the fact that you said that, well, Igbos don't even know how to play politics? Coming from, Hages, where we've seen, I think, some factors where there have been some hindrances to an Igbo man coming in as president. There have been some hindrances to the fact that we've not seen any Igbo person who is popular enough to mount that highest, seats, highest tool in Nigeria. So all of this in 1 minute, quickly. We're out of time already.
Okay, there is no time in the history of this country that the Igbo does not have a presidential material, not from 1960 till now. And when I had my friend Usman talking, and he said Igbos don't support themselves, and I think that's another typical lie. In 1979, the NPL, as it were, they had 11 candidates who contested for the primaries, all from the north. NPN, 11 candidates, and the Lai Shehu Shagare emerged. Nobody used it against them. It just recently, in 1999, about 20 years after, even when the presidency was, ceded to the West, tactfully, Obasanjo and
we have 10 seconds to wrap it up. We have 10 seconds to wrap up.
It's all right. So the Igbos support themselves. The fact that the Igbos showed diverse interest does not mean that they don't support themselves. The Nigerians support themselves, Igbos support themselves. Diversity is the thing in politics, and that is about democracy. So it cannot be used against any tribe, including the Igbos.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A public policy analyst, a forensic audit expert, Rahman Oshodi. Thank you very much for your time this morning.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. All right. This is where we wrap it up. All right. Lagos, let's do this again. The same time, same station tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. My name is Michael Inyang.
We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. Switch to the good side of life here on 92.7 Super FM.
Super FM.